What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be breaking down and reviewing The Flash Season 7 Episode 4. But before we get started, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment down below any other video ideas for me. So the episode starts out with Iris and Barry at the loft, and you can tell that this is being filmed later as Iris and Barry do look a bit different, but then we see that there is actually a Speed Force storm still going on, and we see lightning flashing outside of their window. This again starts to make me think that there was a whole entire new Speed Force out there that could end up giving Godspeed speed sometime this season. Then we get some scenes of Iris at the Citizen. I really like how her newspaper storyline has evolved throughout the show. It's pretty comic book accurate, and it's pretty cool to see as well. Then we get our first look at Abracadabra since Season 3, as he kills a man with playing cards. It did seem that he was using some type of wand for his abilities, as he also shrinks a shed to the size of a shoe for some reason. Although it didn't look like a shed once it was shrunk, it looked like a crystal or something. So then we see Barry doing more CSI work with Joe. I really hope that we get more of that this season. Eventually they figure out that this is Abracadabra who did this crime, after they see the dead man with cards inside his body, and then they can somehow detect that the magic used here was from the future. So then Cisco finds out where Kadabra's next target is, and then we find out from Kadabra that Cisco might actually become a version of Vibe in the future once again, which I think would be really cool. Although he doesn't have his powers, I still think that would be pretty awesome to see. So with the help of Frost, Team Flash is actually able to capture Kadabra, but obviously he escapes at some point somehow, obviously because in the trailer we see him do a lot more stuff. And then wouldn't you know it, right there in the next scene, we do see Kadabra escape Argus custody extremely easily. Then as soon as Barry is about to go on a vacation, he gets an alert that Abracadabra escaped. So Kadabra ends up trapping Barry, and with his 3 shrunken objects, he makes a red ball looking thing that he says will make Central City disappear, as he starts teleporting around with this thing, as you'll find out why later. Then we figure out that this red ball looking thing is actually a antimatter bomb with exactly enough energy to destroy Central City. Then we find out that Team Flash has 1 hour to stop this bomb from going off and stopping Abracadabra. Then Barry finds Kadabra trying to complete his plan of destroying Central City, but Barry is able to talk Kadabra out of doing it because Barry is able to show Kadabra his former memories of having a family. That was basically Kadabra's whole motivation for doing this. He finds out that because of Crisis, he's no longer able to see his family because of some device that Cisco made that can restore Crisis memories. So something else interesting that Kadabra actually says is that he says Barry will soon be very focused on the future. Not sure why, but maybe they are trying to set up another crisis, something like that, like the 2024 newspaper article said, or maybe this is like a Reverse Flash storyline developing, something like that. I'm not really sure. I feel like it definitely has something to do with a villain though. So Barry and Abracadabra are now, like, I guess they're acquaintances now because, I don't know, but Barry was able to talk Kadabra out of doing that. He's saying, like, stop doing this because how would your family feel if they saw you doing this, all that stuff. So then we see another earthquake happen. I actually initially thought this was going to be like a Speed Force lightning storm again, but we see some kind of monster-looking thing attack Barry and Kadabra, who, as I said, are now aligned. This huge monster thing ends up, killing Kadabra and then getting away. I have no idea who this was supposed to be, but this is a really interesting scene and just super unexpected. Obviously, we know that Psyche is going to be the next villain for next episode, at least, as we recently saw in the trailer for episode 5, which is next episode. So it's going to be really interesting to see what this monster thing's storyline is going to be. I'm not exactly sure if this is like another graphic novel that Eric Wallace was referring to, but it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens with this. But then something potentially even more interesting happens at the end of the episode. I actually thought that there might be a little Speed Force lightning storm cliffhanger because they've kind of been teasing that throughout the episode. But we actually end up seeing that Frost and Caitlin somehow separated themselves. This makes more sense now because in episode 7, we know that Frost gets arrested. So maybe them getting separated makes that happen somehow. I don't know. Maybe Frost's brain is all messed up now that she's not connected to Caitlin. Something like that could definitely happen. But this is a very interesting storyline, and this is actually technically the beginning of Season 7, because this actually really felt like sort of more like a premiere than the actual Episode 1 of Season 7 did. But yeah, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as what you guys thought of the episode. I thought it was a pretty good episode. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.